Shalom, Yasharala. This is your brother Dawud from GMS St. Petersburg, Florida, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of great millstone that taught me this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. All right. Not quite sure when you're gonna be able to see these here videos. Once I can get everything worked out with my internet connection and everything like that, hey, we're gonna be right back on. But hey, in the meantime, in between time, we still filming and shooting and going into these here lessons, you know. So hey, this truth don't stop for nothing. All right. So going into something that, you know, hey, the Lord is revealing a lot of things in these times, you know. Last week, you probably still ain't seen those videos, but you know, dealing with this AI and stuff that, you know, the Lord has had me going into a lot lately, you know, seeing all these different things, you know, and revealing this beast system. All right. You know, one of the things that I came across, you know, I seen this here photo and this here article a while back. This is an article from June 7th of this year. All right. So this is a pretty old article, you know what I'm saying? And the Lord had me, you know, bookmark this here article and kind of just sat on it for a while, you know. And he gave me the scriptures, you know, to break this all down, you know. But, you know, in recent time, just stumbling across some other stuff, you know, dealing with this marketed beast system and everything else like that, you know, they wound up saying this one word that, you know, it kind of clicked. I didn't understand what it was or whatever, whatnot, you know. And I started doing a little research into it. And, you know, the dots just keep connecting. They come right back to it. Now, I don't think they tell you what this thing here is in this here image. But nevertheless, I can go ahead and tell you what it's called. It's called a Palantir ball, all right? Or a Palantir, what do they call it? Palantir Orb, I believe is what they call it, all right? This is designed by a company called Palantir, all right? Now, when you go do research into that company, which I'd strongly suggest you brothers go on YouTube and look up Palantir, all right? Now, and I don't even think you're going to find a lot of so-called conspiracies on this type of thing. The videos you're going to see is them just basically advertising a product of what they could use this here product for. They use this in law enforcement. They use this in everything. This is like the brain of the damn beast system. All right. This is that damn brain to process all this stuff. And, you know, they got the D-Wave as the processor chip to do the processing and the computing. But this is the thing that's taking and connecting, you know, all the surveillance systems and all the data and all this different stuff and crunching down all the numbers and putting things together and making the algorithms itself and all these different things. This is the one of the backbone technologies that they use in all these different things, you know. You can have you know, like in one of the videos they show when they advertising this for the police department, you know, you can have just the person's first name, or they could say, oh, there was a gray Cadillac with the license plate, you know, a partial license plate in this number. And they can go back and they can find, you know, the license plate database. All right, now we're going to find, you know, license plates ending with this number that's registered to a Cadillac of this color and of this year. And that's in this state. You know, that was last seen. Now let's try to find that same Cadillac on, you know, the CCTV TV cameras, you know, the cameras that's around, you know, United States on banks and stuff like that. And then find out who was last driving that car, get a marker off of that and facial recognition. Trace that all the way back. Now look up their social media and all the things that they into, see what they got inside their house. Bring back a report, and the reporter say, all right, look, this is John Doe. He live at this block. He ain't got no guns. He got X, Y, and Z. You can catch his ass around 5 o'clock. He'll be watching The Simpsons and shit. That's what he gonna be doing. This here technology does all this stuff for you. You know what I'm saying? Just with all the data that it has. It goes in, see all the data that you have, and it goes through, crunch everything, and come back with a precise report on it. All right? That's this here Palantir ball. So just briefly going through this here article, because they don't tell you none of that shit in this. It says, Return of the Orb. Why are Netanyahu and Macron clasping the glowing globe? All right. Orb memes and supernatural conspiracies are back with vengeance. With the vengeance after Benjamin Netanyahu and Emmanuel Macron were pictured grasping a strange glowing spear between them. All right. And they don't tell you anything about this damn orb. All right. Like this whole article is about nothing. All right. They're just basically telling you how the internet is going crazy over this. All right. So here you have Benjamin Netanyahu and King Salman. I believe that's the king. Might not be. Yeah, that's the king. But nevertheless, you have these two people holding this here orb. All right. Along with President Macron. All right, now also in this other image, we're going to actually get that as well. But you see these two men with this prince or this king, right? Where was I at? So here's another article which kind of touches on this as well. So you see here, you have Donald Trump with the king over here touching the same ass orb, all right? Now it says the Palantir Sophia interface. It says it wasn't that long ago the world saw a bizarre image of President Donald Trump placing his hand on what appeared to be a Palantir Orb from the movie Lord of the Rings. Now, I'm not familiar with that movie, and I know what the movie is, but I'm not familiar with that movie and the things that's going on in that movie with that orb. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of signs and everything. You know, it's probably an obvious connection with the shit. You know, I'm pretty sure from reading this that they have the same name. However, there's actually a company called Palantir. That's their company name. All right. So, like I said, you can look this up. Palantir, spelt the same way. You know what I'm saying? And do your research off of that. That's just not no nickname they gave this thing. That's the official name and official company. All right. It says Donald Trump's encounter with the glowing orb set social media in an uproar of questions. But what was even more puzzling was who was also in the image. Let me see. Because I don't think they go on in this article. They don't go into what this thing here is either. Okay. For many people, it's obvious there's something very odd going on, but nobody really knew until recent when even more conspiracy theories began to sprout up. It seems President Trump and others are actually placing their hands on top of what is now being called and known as Palantir interface, Sophia's brain. So like I said, this is that processor, or this is the brain, not the processor chip, that's taking all the information you got and is crunching all this and bringing it all back. All right, just like what that shit is called, Siri. You know, when you talk to Siri or whatever, whatnot, hey Siri, what is the weather? You know what I'm saying? Siri go and take your geolocation of where you at, search the internet, find that information, bring it all back to you, all right, and give it to you in a response. Same thing with Palantir. You know, you give it whatever information you give it, and it'll come back with whatever design report that you want. All right. Sophia is a humanoid robot developed by Hong Kong's based company Hanson Robotics, which is an American. They just over there, but it has been designed to respond to questions and has been interviewed around the world. It says Saudi Arabia is home to the largest data mining systems in the world. This is why Sophia was given citizenship there, so she would have access to the facility with all the information in the world. So again, when you have this Palantir ball, I'm not going to get too much into this article because I got some scriptures to bring out, but because they go into some stuff. But nevertheless, when you get into this Palantir ball, all right, and what it can do versus all the damn data in the world, all right, from everybody, Facebook and everything like that, man, this thing can create algorithms on your ass, predict where you're going to be, basically, read your mind, basically, not even saying read your mind, they got technology for that too, but based off of your credit card spending, what you're doing, you know, the things you've done, they can predict what you're about to do, just like they be like, well, you know, he's into that extremist shit because we see what he be watching on the internet. You know what I'm saying? We know he, you know, at least interested in the shit. But now we're looking at his credit card information. Now we see he went and bought a gun. Now we see he out there target practicing because he buying more and more rounds. So we can kind of predict that he on the move to something. All right? You see what I'm saying? So they was able to do that, you know, by just watching you. But now they got these systems that can do all this simultaneously. They can watch every human being in the whole world all at once. All right? And you know, like I said, the police are using these things day in, day out. They don't have to solve crimes. They just show up at them and arrest a person. Day by day, these things is like, all right, well, we're going to take the hot crime hot spots or whatever, whatnot, and the known cars or whatever, whatnot, with the license plate readers and everything like that. So, like, boom, you just passed by a suspect that was driving this car that was around a crime this time we picked up. Go ahead and pull him over. He got a gun in the car. All you got to do is go and arrest his ass, you know? But nevertheless, you know, and like I said, they could be reading your social media. Yeah, bro, I just picked up some loud, or I'm about to go murk this nigga. I'm finna go do this, and that. And they didn't read your social media, simultaneously picked up your geolocation, and they just pick your ass up, you know. But nevertheless, we're gonna jump into some scriptures. All right, this ain't nothing new, man. This is just a whole nother level of Esau and his wickedness and the shit that Esau is on right now. All right. This is Isaiah 47. I'm gonna start at verse 7. And thou saidst, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou did not lay these things to heart, neither did thou remember the latter end of it. You know, in a small level, that's America, but ultimately that's Esau. Hey, who shall bring me down to the ground? You know, I shall be like the Most High. Verse 8. Therefore, hear now this: thou art given to pleasure, thou that dwellest carelessly. Thou sayest in thy heart, I am, and there is none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, and one day, the loss of children and widowhood, and they shall come up upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thy enchantment. So, for thou hast trusted in wicked, Salakia. So all these atrocities and your end and your judgment is going to come up in your face, all right? Because of what? Because of all the wickedness you've been doing, all right? And part of the wickedness you've been doing is this witchcraft on all types of levels, man. Man, that shit is seriously real and on some crazy type of level, man. But continuing on, verse 10, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge it have perverted thee. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. All right. So, you know, you got your crafty counsel and your witchcraft and your sorcery and the bullshit you doing, depending on this AI and Palantir. That's a form of sorcery and a witchcraft, man. That's a form of, you know, you using the left-handed power, man. All right. This is Revelation chapter 9 and verse 21. It says, let me read verse 20. And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils, idols of gold and silver and brass, neither stone or wood, neither that can see nor walk. All right. Now, overall, this is talking about Jake. All right, because Esau, there's no place of repentance. But who is Jake following? Jake is though hand joined in hand with the wicked shall not go unpunished. Jake is in hand with the Edomites. So whatever Jake doing is wicked, they following after the Edomites. So the Edomites is doing the same shit. All right, verse 21. Neither repented they of their murder, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornication, nor of their thefts. The so-called white man see his judgment coming, but he not repenting. He just turning up. All right, they developing this AI to like, yo, man, we got to keep it moving, man. We got to keep going. We got to get more advanced, man. Yahweh coming back, and we got to try to outdo him, man. But the Most High see your damn witchcraft and your sorcery, man. You about to be brought down low. All right, I'm gonna close out with this in Revelation 18. Revelation 18. I'm gonna read Revelation 18 and 21, verse 20. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High have avenged you on her. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and should be found no more. Babylon gonna be thrown down when the Israelites is the elect of the Israelites is saved. All right, and we approaching that time now. And the voice of harpers and musicians and pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee. All right, that's the downfall of America, the decline of America. And no craftsman of whatsoever craft he be shall be found no more in thee. And so, you know, all different types of crafts and trades that they have. Also, they witchcraft, but we're going to touch on that, you know, further on. And the sound of the millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee. You know, jobs is going away, as you see now. The economy is collapsing. And the light of the candle shall shine no more in thee at all. And that light, that light of the candle is like a representation of a guidance, you know. America got the so-called wisdom. They're the enlightened ones, the Illuminati. But that light is, you're not going to be able to guide nobody with that. Well, you guiding people to destruction. That's all you guiding people to now. It says, and the light of the candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and the bride shall be heard no more in thee at all. For thy merchants were great men of the earth. All right, all this trade and that money you got, right? For by thy sorceries were all the nations deceived. All right, going back into that Palantir Orb, man. Well, that's the end all be all. That's like the final stage of his shit. But before all of that, all right, he had all these other devices and things like that that would, you know, evolve into this Palantir ball, but he been using his sorcery and his witchcraft all up into this time. Ultimately, in this time where we in now, he's gonna try to go all out, and that's what he's coming up with this AI, D-Wave computers, 5G, the Internet of Things, and the Palantir ball. All right, and like I said, AI deep. They got a whole nother level to that shit. It's not, you know, AI is the primitive level. They got deep learning, deep everything with the word deep in there. All right, so this is some whole new age shit. He got his sorcery out on max right now. All right, but what the Most High is about to break your ass. All right, it says, and the light of the candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and the bride shall be heard no more in thee at all in thee. All right, so no more partying and rejoicing. All that shit is coming to an end. For thy merchants were great men of the earth. For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. All right, and in her was found the blood of the prophets and of the saints and all of them, and of all that were slain of the earth. Speaking of America, but as you see, that's what they doing with that Palantir ball, man. The devil's come down having great wrath, man. He don't give a damn. He mask off right now, letting it be known what he do. All right. You have the two so-called greatest nations on the planet Earth, you know, as far as being the hammer of the earth, the state of Israel and America, all right? And like the two most powerful leaders, Benjamin Netanyahu and Donald Trump, both over here in cahoots with these Arabs in Saudi Arabia, which is the, you know, the other counterpart in the Middle East, touching this here demonic ass, you know, witch ball, basically. And when you really go into Palantir ball, like literally they can look into that and get information out, see the future with that. Just like how they depict in all the movies with the witches looking into the crystal ball to see what's going on. That's exactly what that Palantir ball is, man. That's exactly what it is. Not saying that, you know, they looking into that ball like that, but you know what I'm saying? And when you really look into that system, I think that they have to put that orb or something like that as the brain inside of another system. And that thing there does this computing and shit for you. It's not a regular computer or a regular hard drive like you would normally see as a computer. But, you know, you can look up video on that, you know, the Palantir and how it works and see how the police and all them use it. And you'll be like, damn, this is some real sorcery, man. Like the police ain't got to really investigate nothing no more. You just turn this thing on and it's going to just go through all the data, man, and see every damn thing, man. Start reading everybody's cell phone messages and everything like that. When people putting out these slang words, it's going to learn how to read slang. Oh, these people transmitting drugs and they doing this and doing that. They're going to just pick your ass up. All right. All kind of crazy shit just popping off. All right. You uploading videos speaking the truth, man. Oh, we're going to come down on your ass. You know what I'm saying? This is their witchcraft and their sorcery at an all-time high. All right. But what? The Most High is finna break your ass with all that witchcraft and that sorcery that you got. All right. So, Lord willing, this here lesson was edifying unto the elect. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught me this truth and that rule well. And salutations and much love for you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Stay strong. Shalom.